Mona coolly, indifferently. Her dress is muddy, torn, and tattered. Streaks of blood show through the rents in the blotchy purple fabric. "You stay right there," says Mona. "I am," says Mrs. Benjamin. "I would wish no violence on him." They stare at each other for a moment. In the hall, the clocks tick and tock endlessly.
Tick-tock, tick-tock,
asks Mona. Mrs. Benjamin cocks an eyebrow,
oh shoot,
uncomprehending.
I forgot to share this out to our groups.
She explains. Mrs. Benjamin is silent. "You aren't permitted to say," says Mona. "No," says Mrs. Benjamin. "We are not." "We," says Mona. "How many?" Mrs. Benjamin still doesn't answer. The clocks tick on and on. "Tell me," says Mona. "Tell me, or I'll pull this trigger and blow his fucking brains out." "Did I not just say it would do nothing? Are you telling me the bullet in the chamber of this gun wouldn't punch through to his brain and turn it to soup? I've seen it before. Oh, Lord, I've seen it before. It makes a mess, Mrs. Benjamin. You'd be doing laundry for days." Mrs. Benjamin purses her lips. "Yeah," says Mona. "I don't quite know what you all are, but I know you aren't bulletproof." "How many?" "If you know so much, why don't you guess?" Mona can feel sweat running down her arms. She glances at Parson, then back at Mrs.
Megan, what are
Benjamin.
y'all up to tonight?
Can't be that.
Who's
Not
coloring?
everyone. Most of them are people, real people. But you all are from somewhere else. Mrs. Benjamin raises her head and thins her eyes, an inscrutable gesture that neither confirms nor denies it. I've been up on the mesa, says Mona.
Aw,
Have you? Says Mrs. Benjamin.
that's so
He sent you
fun.
there,
I
didn't
love
he?
that.
Yeah. He wanted me to know, and now I do. I saw the records there. I know your mirror trick now. She expected that to get some reaction from her, but Mrs. Benjamin does nothing. Then Mona realizes, how could she have expected such a thing to react in any normal way? It makes things soft, doesn't it? Asks Mona. Bruised. It makes the boundaries of things permeable. And when that happens, things can come through. Things like you and him. Mrs. Benjamin is stone-faced, dead-eyed, totally dormant. Mona gets the feeling that certain muscles are going slack in her face that no normal person could relax. The hairs rise up on Mona's arm.
Oh, my
She
little
begins
Pip
to
came
understand
in.
that Mrs. Benjamin's physical
Hey,
form is but a
Maddie.
puppet in a
You
very
changed
real
your
way. She's no
picture.
longer bothering
It's
to maintain her
cute.
appearance.
Thank you for the heart,
What are
me.
you? Asks Mona softly. Don't tell me you can't say. I cannot, says Mrs. Benjamin. Don't tell me you're not fucking permitted. The issue is not so much that, says Mrs. Benjamin. Then what is it? Such things cannot be explained. Why not? How does one tell a fish it swims in an ocean? How would one tell it of currents, of skies, of mountains? How could you make it understand?
I'm doing okay. I've been really tired from going back to work.
I cannot.
But other than that, I'm doing okay. The year's been great.
There's a rattling gasp.
Like the
in
best
room.
beginning
Mona
back
tenses up.
to school
Doesn't
ever.
take her eyes off Mrs. Benjamin. Then she glances to the side and sees Parsons' eyes fluttering.
But you know what? I'm going to pause this for a second. You know, it's not just work, but it's, you know, my son's starting band. So just running the roads, like doing his practice and bringing him places. And like our days have just been really long and I'm just been exhausted. Girl, yes. Sorry. That's why I couldn't get on yesterday. I was so tired. I couldn't hold my eyes open. And this is how bad it was. I came home, took a nap, got up, and then was still ready to go back to sleep by like 9 o'clock. I feel better today. Like I'm less tired today, but I'm still tired. But it got to me yesterday. It got to me, the tiredness. Yes, I can. I can see them.
Bed and opens his eyes. He doesn't look at the gun, but stares straight ahead. She is not like the others, he says in a croaking voice. Mrs. Benjamin and Mona don't move. The clocks keep ticking on and on. That doesn't mean she can understand, says Mrs.
Moonchild, thank you for the heart me and the Moo Moos.
What do you mean? Asks Mrs. Benjamin. The hell are you talking about? Asks Mona. He doesn't answer either of them. Do you mean take her there? Asks Mrs. Benjamin. Yes, says Parson. And see what she can see. Take who where? Asks Mona. It would destroy her. She can't go to such places mindfully. She's not like us. No, he says. He turns his head to look at Mona, totally ignoring the gun in his face. She is not bound to this place like we are. But neither is she truly free. She is drawn here against her will. She is different. Different enough? Asks Mrs. Benjamin. Parson doesn't answer. He just stares at Mona. Mrs. Benjamin sighs. Do you really want to see, dear? See what? Asks Mona. What we are? What we are underneath it all? What we are on the other side, says Parson. What we were in the beginning, says Mrs. Benjamin. Do you want to see?
It's getting real.
Do you wish us to take you there? To the halfway spot. Not here, not there. Where we reside?
Oh, I want to show y'all.
They speak so fast it's hard to keep up. What the hell are you all
If you've
talking
seen my
about?
story, you've
If you're
seen
gonna try
part of it,
something, hurry up
but
and do it. But I'm hand.
I feel bad because I don't like to color in my new books and things like that I talk to y'all about when I'm not on live. I feel like I'm cheating on you guys. But I did. Ooh, I did it. I'm so sorry. I could not wait one more day to color in my Cozy Life book, so I did it. Let me show you. And also the paper is good. If you don't like thick paper, you won't like it. Thank you, Maddie. You're so sweet. It is pretty thick. It's actually thicker than like that medium paper of, I feel like it's thicker than the Wookbook's new paper. It's thicker than it's almost borderline Bobby Goods, I think. So if you don't like thick paper, you're not going to like the book. But it's so cute. Real Lit, thank you for the follow. I colored the title page. So stinking cute. And then to the AI bots, this is not a promotion, okay? And then the only page I started on was this one. Look at it. It's so cute. I just love the bright carrots and the sky. And I want to do like bright leafy leaves. And we got one random lettuce or cabbage in the middle of the carrot field right here. But Amy, I got your stuff in the mail yesterday, boo-boo. I messaged you. You probably saw it, but I was just letting you know. And then Maddie and all you that won the other day, I'm going to drop y'all's off tomorrow. I've got them all printed. Well, I don't have to print it, but I've got all your labels made and everything and ready to go. And I'm going to drop them off in the morning because I have some errands to run. But yes, I just got started in it, but there's so many cute pages that I'll probably color in this weekend with you guys. Yes, I'll probably do, one of our challenges right now is the dot challenge. So I'll probably do one of the dot challenges this weekend in this book. But yeah, it's cute. Hey, how are you? If y'all are new here, hi, my name is Tristan. I color daily, except for the days that I don't. Usually I'm only off Wednesdays, but sometimes I feel like it's been averaging 2 days a week. Usually I've been off, but oh shoot. Okay, usually on Thursdays we listen to an Audible and color, but I didn't get to get on last night, so we moved it to tonight. So we're going to work on this page, hopefully finish it. Hey Bex, thank you for the Moo Moos. I'm not sure if you heard, I'm going to send out your package tomorrow. I have the packing label ready and made and everything. We've been listening to a story called, I guess I could color while I talk, I forget. We're listening to a story called American Elsewhere. There are some trigger warnings. I try to put up a little warning box sticker and I forgot. And then I'll probably fix it in a little bit, but I'll have to take my phone out of the holder. And it does have like violence and it's basically like, think of like Stranger Things kind of basically. And we're in the point in the story where the magical beings that disguise themselves as humans, one of the humans have kind of like figured out that they're not normal and they're from another dimension, and that there's this like mirror that allows the time to like become like soft or bruised, they call it, to where the beings can jump timelines or dimensions or whatever you want to call it. So the beings are having this discussion right now of like trying to show her like what their true forms look like and like where they come from and all this. So they're arguing about that. But anyway, so basically, long story short, there's just some violence and like the language is pretty heavy. So if you have children about, Fitzy, been in the fan club for a month. Whoop, whoop. Thank you for the heart me. So we're going to resume that. On these nights, I don't usually talk too much, but I never mind stopping and answering questions, sometimes chit-chatting when something comes to mind. So if you have a question or you want to conversate, send a comment. I'm working in the Mermaizing book. I'm probably going to be very careful about how I speak about products because if you were here the other night, I got literally, not exaggerating, 9 restrictions 9 restrictions in 1 live. So I'm going to do my best not to promote products. So I promise I'm not trying to be ugly if I'm being funny about how I say things. Yeah, girl, it was crazy. Literally back to back to back to back. And every time one of the restrictions would time out because they last for 10 minutes, I would get 2 more. And then one time I got 4 at a time. It was crazy. But yeah, it's crazy. So I promise I'm not being hateful if I'm being weird about saying products names, but thank you so much for the rose. Hey Moo Mall. So if y'all are just now popping in, we've been listening to an audiobook on Thursdays, which really has been we moved it to Friday today because I couldn't get on yesterday. So we're going to listen to this Audible, and we're about to start it. Thank you so much for the Moo Moos. Thank you, Moo Mall, for the heart me. So I'm excited for this page, though. I really am. We're gonna be doing this green and then more of a blue teal, and yeah, it's gonna be glowing. I'm excited. I'm so inspired right now to color so much stuff, and my time has been limited going back to work. You know, it's like one of our challenges is Summerween, and I want to do a Halloween mermaid, but then I want to color in my Cozy Life book. It's too many options. Okay, we're gonna start this Audible.
With a gun. We have no reason to harm you, says Mrs. Benjamin. But what I know, you know what you know, says Parson, because I led you to it. Mona sees the truth in this, but she still is not comfortable with what they're suggesting.
I know, so much coloring and so little
You know
time.
enough, says Parson. We wouldn't be showing you something new. Nothing you don't suspect, says Mrs. Benjamin. Mona pauses, uncertain, but she can't turn away, not now. All right, she says. Mrs. Benjamin and Parson glance at one another, faces slack and dead, eyes watery and small. Please put down the gun, says Parson. Please. Mona hesitates, but lowers it. Good, says Parson. Now. For a moment, nothing happens, and Mona thinks they've just tricked her. Yet the two don't pounce on her, but stay stock still. The clocks stop ticking in the hallway. Everything in the room is silent. All the background noise, the susurrus of sounds from the forest and streets has died. Then the walls begin to tremble and shudder, like they're drum skins being fiercely beaten by hammers, and with each blow they become more and more transparent, until finally
Thank you, Grandma.
Mona can see out of them, glimpsing red stars and a huge pink moon and a gray lunar terrain. And then she sees, no, please, no. Endless canyons, glittering flats, and there beside her, swaying, a column, a stalk, tall, infinitely tall, rigid and chitinous and dripping, hollow, honey-chambered, countless sinews and polyps, and in each chamber, a tiny black eye, like a fungus, she thinks, a huge, dripping fungus, roots like the root of a tooth.
Hey,
worming down
Freebie.
into the heart of the world.
How are
And there
you?
beside it, she sees
I missed 2 days, and I feel like I haven't seen y'all in a year.
shoulders spanning miles.
Hey, Patricia.
Thousands of powerful limbs clutch the ground. A tiny malformed skull. Hundreds of spider eyes, like black marbles, glittering. She feels herself shake. It's too much. Too much. Mona awakes.
Yes.
gripping the carpet
Hello,
so hard,
Michelle.
she feels certain
We're
she's
doing our
broken her left
Audible
limb.
night.
She is face down on the ground. Every muscle in her body is tense to the point of snapping. She can't even remember how to breathe. Then she gasps and goes limp. She's alive, she hears Mrs. Benjamin say with some amount of surprise. Did I not tell you? Asks Parson. But is she whole? Mona just lies there blinking for a moment, telling her body to remember how to draw air. She feels fluid running down her face and she realizes she's weeping. In some sensible part of her malfunctioning brain, she's beginning to
It's called
understand that
American
all
Elsewhere.
from numbers to colors,
It's kind of like Stranger Things. Hey, Sally. We listen to an Audible once a week. Usually, we've been doing them on Thursdays, but I had to move it this week because I couldn't get on last night. But I usually try to put a little sticker up here that lets you know what I'm listening to, but I forgot to. I can fix it. I just have to take my phone out the holder. Thank y'all so much for the heart me's and the moo moos, Franny and Sally. I hope y'all are having a great Friday.
Because we have blue to compare it to. Just as we can understand 3 because we can match it up with 2 and see there is one more. The approximate qualities, behavior.
I'm doing good. I've been a little tired from going back to work and then like running my son to his band practice and stuff. Like it's been a long week, but work has been so good.
And what Mona
I did. I got my pip. Player pip.
Neighbors nothing at all. She has nothing to compare it to. All of her frames of reference, which were so careful.
I was finally able to get Up and Away Freddy today too for a decent price.
Which she always assumed
I've been waiting and lurking for the right time.
Have been proven to be tottering, fragile little popsicle stick structures, vulnerable to a breeze or a shift in the carpet. Her faculties struggle under the weight of this revelation.
Maddie, thank you for the likes.
Her mind wishes to throw its hands up and quit. But she will not let it. She rallies, coughs, and says, "What? What the fuck?" "Apparently so," says Parson. She rolls over and sees the 2 of them standing over her, their figures indistinct in the dark room. Immediately, she shoves herself away and looks for the gun, but it's nowhere to be found. She crawls to the corner and grabs a lamp and threatens
I hate that happened, Michelle. I would reach out to them about that.
"Do you see now?" asks Mrs. Benjamin. "Do you see what we are?" "What you are?" asks Mona. That's what you are?" They are silent.
Yeah, yes. For some reason, Pip to me feels like the smallest. She's so tiny.
The 2 of them shift a little bit.
Pip and Benny. Oh, and look, I got my I put my sticker in this book, and I put her with Benny. We got Pip and Benny.
"Yes," says Mrs. Benjamin.
The home wrecker.
"You are not from here, Mona Bright," says Parson. "Nor are we here."
At this point, I don't know if she's supposed to be with Benny or Freddie. I don't even know.
"Just a bit of us," says Parson, as the tip of an iceberg pokes past the ocean's surface, yet the rest of it lies below. Hidden. You cannot grasp it, cannot comprehend its size.
Thank you, Freddie, for the super pops.
For most of your kind, at least, cannot see us. "Jesus," says Mona. What are you all? Monsters?"
Charlotte, thank you for the heart meat. Oh, since we're doing mermaids.
"We have been thought such before. And we have also been thought of as gods."
Some of y'all have probably seen these, but I just want to show real quick. It's the Mermaizing mini book that goes with this book.
Elsewhere from this. "Our family is vast, Mona Bright," says Mrs. Benjamin.
Okay, Maddie.
"And we are most esteemed.
So this was my dot challenge one.
What we have controlled. There in the aspects of reality, you and your kind.
I love her. I want to do this style mermaid in this book in the big picture.
Many floors, many stairs. Says Parson.
I've been kind of obsessed with trying unnatural skin tones, doing like mythical, magical. And I think I want to do, I don't know 100%, but I think I want to make him stone. Like we practiced from the book, the stone. And then this was I told you I was inspired to do Halloween. I don't love her, but so we're just gonna move past. But I'm gonna try her again. And then this one was my favorite. Well, I don't know. The first one with the blue skin might have been too, but I love this one too. But this book has been so stinking cute. Oh yeah. So all you do is I just colored the base layer, I laid down my flat coloring, and then I took an acrylic and went on top. Like, this is probably not dark enough really, and this is probably not dark enough, but you want an acrylic that kind of is either matched or a little darker than the color that you put on top. And you just do a bunch of different like size dots. Now, if you don't have a lot of acrylic, you can just take your alcohol marker and dot it. But I think the acrylic will do better because it's not going to blend in. But either way. Now, you can do it to where you don't do a base layer and you just fill in the color with the dots. I'll probably do something similar to that too. But this is what I had in mind when I saw the challenge that was inspiring to me, was doing the dots like this. Thank you. So I hope that helps. We're going to do it I think I'm going to take one of the big pages from Cozy Life this weekend and do a dot challenge with it. I just started coloring in it. I'm so excited. Oh, hey, Shannon. I was just showing off your mini book and all the things I was doing in it because it's so stinking cute. Look. Yes, Sally, I'll be doing it on the live. I sure will. I don't know what page I'll be doing in it yet, but I'm going to be working in the Cozy Life, I think, to do the dot challenge this weekend. Well, if I can finish this tonight, then we'll start it tomorrow. I'll definitely try and give you plenty of heads up in the disco. Oh, I could have swore. Oh, she must have come in and come out. I'm over here yelling at Shannon. She's not even in here, y'all. Awkward. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue the Audible.
Many tiny rooms.
Hey, Appy.
Many places stacked on one another. In some spots they overlap, but in most they are whole, contained, hermetic. Walls stiff and uneven. Most people in the building would only live on one floor, one level, one plane. Yet imagine if someone could live in several at the same time, occupying many places, many floors, rising up through the whole of the building and moving through it all at once, just as sea creatures move through many meters of the sea, vertically.
Sorry. It's always hard to do the Audible after I've been off a day, and then now it's 2 days because all I want to do is sit and talk to y'all. But Audible is supposed to be relaxing and coloring. I think last week when I missed 2 days, I didn't even end up doing the Audible because I just wanted to talk to you guys. And oh, she back. Shannon. I don't know if you've seen it, but I was just showing everybody how much I've been working in the little mini Mermaizing and how stinking cute it is. I wanted to show you what I did because I'm so excited. We're just getting started up in here, but they're so cute. Look. I love it.
Horizontally. Pan-dimensional.
Hey!
Says. Yes, says Parson. We are from...
I'm so excited. Sorry, tonight was our Audible night. Here I am just talking. I'm so excited to do this little glow page. It's going to be cute. Yes, I will tag you, girl. I'll tag you. I had to go back. I'm a teacher. Well, I remember I told you that, but this was my week back to work. Well, it started like last week, but so I've been exhausted and have not been on here that much this week. I have been feeling out of the loop. I will. I usually take my lives where I color and download them. And so I will for sure. But I've been so inspired with the mermaids. I was just telling everybody. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. I really enjoy your artwork. I use Ohuhu alcohol base markers. Happy Friday. Hey, Crystal. We are listening to Audible. I had just paused it for a minute because I was chit-chatting. Did you? Ew. Oh, Shannon said, I'm sorry, I missed that. She said she's about to restock Mermaizing, y'all. So y'all keep your eyes out. I know a lot that she, wait. Oh, yeah. She's going to restock it because I know a lot of y'all have been wanting it. My train of thought. This week been hard on me, y'all. I'm tired. Yes, yes. It's so cute. It's so cute. How are you, Crystal? Oh, no, you are. Yes, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. It's just adjusting back to the schedule. I really, really love my job and I love what I do. And it's not like, I don't know, I just love it. And so but it's just over the summer, my sleep schedule gets so unhinged. So getting back on, like I'm just used to sleeping whenever, getting up whenever, napping whenever. So getting back into the groove stinks. It just stinks, y'all. Yes, Chris, you're right. You're right. And we have a new adjustment with my son starting marching band because he doesn't drive yet on his own. So I can't just get off work and just put on my moo moo and relax, okay? I have to make sure I have to pick him up from band practice different. It's like a different time every day almost. And so that's been something new this year for us. And shoot, it's reminding me of the baseball days. Yes. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna do Audible again.
Underneath this one.
But
says Mrs. Benjamin.
yes, I'm
Behind
tired.
it, beside it, above it, around it. Everywhere, says Mrs. Benjamin. Then why the hell are you here? Asks Mona. They pause and glance at each other. Their eyes seem to move independently of their slack faces. We were forced to leave, says Mrs. Benjamin. Yes, and come here, says Parson. We are emigrants, refugees, you could say. And
Thank
this
you for the
place is our haven,
share.
to an extent, corrects Parson, sounding suddenly bitter. Christ, says Mona. This is what you were trying to tell me with your little fable, wasn't it? Your story
This
about
marker
birds
is
and
about
trees?
had it. I'm gonna have to trade it
Parson
out.
nods. She laughs madly.
G34.
But you don't look like any fucking birds I know. Not how you really are, I mean, in that place. She stops laughing as she remembers a line from
Oh,
Parsons.
Crystal. Okay, so I know you've been one that keeps up with the Audible. So the beings just showed Mona what they look like in their true form, and they say they come from a place like elsewhere is where they call it because it's from the other dimension or time or whatever, and that's why where the book gets its name, American Elsewhere. Oh, hey, thank you. Look, guys, this is covered by Colors, and this is where you can get the mermaid books. Let me get that pinned. Did that pin? Oh, shoot. I can't tell. Oh, it's not letting me pin it. I don't know why. That's crazy. But yes, go give them a follow. They're the ones that is where you can get the Little Mermaid books Well, they have a lot of stuff, but I know we've been working on the mermaid stuff. So go follow them. I don't know. Do I have a mod in here maybe that can try and pin? Well, if it won't let me pin, it probably won't let me pin. I know that a lot of people have been having issues in lives with pinning and stuff. That's so frustrating. There we go. Thank you. We've been enjoying the mermaids. Thanks, Franny. That's a shame when it won't even let me pin, but it lets the mods pin. Y'all, I told you they just run stuff. Oh, yeah, I know. I got sidetracked. Sorry. Okay, yes. So the beings just kind of showed Mona what they look like, where they're from, because they're, she's then kind of figured out, she saw the tapes from the plant and all that stuff. So she's kind of having this freak out moment of like, oh my God. And that's where we're at right now. And if y'all are new in here, hi, I'm Tristan. I color usually daily, except for Wednesdays, starting about 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And once a week, we listen to an Audible book in color. And usually that's on Thursday nights, but we moved it to tonight this week. We're listening to a story called American Elsewhere, and it's kind of like Stranger Things. Like, think about Stranger Things vibes with alternate dimensions and beings and things like that. But it's a little bit of an older, it was actually out, it's from 2012. Lord, I don't know when Stranger Things started. Anyways, so yeah, we're about mid-book-ish.
Story. Then one evening, a terrible storm broke open in the skies. And it all begins to make sense. And you didn't just fly here, did you? She says. You didn't crawl out of the mirror or the lab. And you didn't just pop into existence. No, says Parson. The change happened to the whole town, says Mona. To everyone, everything. You came here in the storm. That was
I told y'all. I knew it. Remember, I was telling y'all, I feel, the lightning storm they keep talking about? I had a feeling that was when the beings came. Sorry, I got to get me another G34 because this one she's dry. She is dry. G34. Oh, all right.
Really a storm or just a storm? No, says Parson. It was bruising, says Mona. Bruising miles wide. It was just a bunch of doors opening everywhere, all at once, wasn't it? In a way, says Mrs. Benjamin.
Sorry, I'm trying to find this marker, and I can't. There we go. Okay.
The whole sky opened up, she says. And then...
Okay, so I was having a trouble because look at the lids. Why are they different? Oh, okay.
Chapter 35.
Thank you for the heart me covered by colors. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express fan club.
Mrs. Benjamin had passed the day as she passed nearly all of them, whiling the hours away in bored tedium at her desk, kept afloat.
Usually we have a whole room up in here, but I don't know if it's because the last time I was on live 2 days ago, I got slammed with a bunch of restrictions. It was really crazy. I haven't had anything happen to me like that in a long, long, long time. So now, I don't know. We empty up in here tonight, y'all.
Only by the rumors people drop by, each one spawning hours of gleeful conjecture. For despite her bureaucratic title in the small government
Allie,
town,
thank you for the
Mrs.
repost.
Benjamin's true role, the only one that mattered, was that of town gossip. And despite the fact that almost nothing happened in Wink, for the lab on the mountain had made no discoveries, nor had it attracted any worthwhile attention in years, Mrs. Benjamin still ran a thriving trade.
Did she? That's crazy. I know I said this the other night, but I feel like it's because they did an update, and it seems like every time TikTok does an update that this happens. And this happened the last time right after they had an update. So I don't know what it is. And I feel like anytime something like that happens and I got all those restrictions, my views would be down for a little bit. Maybe it'll pick back up.
Unspoken authority on what was and was not acceptable these days. And these days were quite deplorable, really. She couldn't bear to see men sport such ridiculous sideburns and gaudy glasses. And
Yeah, there's no telling. I really don't know.
In their absurd,
And
ragged pants
we're
and
just gonna
low-cut
roll with
tops
it.
and untamed hair. For years, Mrs. Benjamin had been doing her damnedest to keep all of that out. It was mainly her efforts that had protected Wink from the encroaching decades. They'd made it to 1983 without showing any sign of having moved past 1969, and she intended to make that last until she was in the ground.
Fresh, crisp markers
Do as they please.
are so satisfying.
Just perhaps they'd feel a twinge of regret for disobeying Mrs. Benjamin's silent strictures. Because after all, Mrs. Benjamin was undeniably right.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about... Wait. Are y'all talking about Becky? Or y'all talking about me? Because remember I was telling you, like, my showcase thing got all wonky, too. Oh, wow. Yeah, that happened to me, too. And that's what's funny is it'll tell me... to get rid of the violation, put something in your showcase. But I have nothing that I can put in my showcase. Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to reach out to her just to, like, give her some support and check on her because I know that's upsetting. Well, and look, with me keep getting back-to-back violations that night, I was like, how many violations can you get before they ban you? Like, I was afraid my account was going to get banned. That's so crazy. TikTok just ticking me off.
Sat on her porch and surveyed the street, sipping her tea and waiting for someone to stroll by so she could plumb them for information. But she was not wholly interested in her duties.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. I hate that for her. Poor Becky.
It had been there every night for the past month or so. No one was quite sure what it was. Was it heat lightning? It made no sound. But still, no one had ever seen heat lightning like that. Perhaps it was something to do with the lab. No one knew. There was a spark in the skies. Mrs. Benjamin, pleased, sat up and hauled her rocking chair around to face the horizon. They'd had parties when it first started, picnics on the baseball field as they watched the show in the sky. It was like their own version of the Northern Lights. Though they didn't understand it, they were glad to have it. But this night, the lightning was curiously brighter than normal. The sight was so queer, Mrs. Benjamin simply stared at it, transfixed. Sometimes it looked like the lightning in the sky backlit something, some form in the clouds. In her more fanciful moments, she imagined there was a giant in the sky, huge and dark, looking out at the town from its vantage point in the sky. There was another flicker, but this one was different. It was closer. She frowned and watched as the heart of another cloud burst with lightning. This one closer still. That was odd. The lightning usually stayed directly over the mesa, but as she watched, the flickers in the sky marched across the clouds as if jumping across links in a chain, bit by bit, until they came closer to hover over the town.
Oh, if y'all been following along in the disc, I finally am almost finished with Snow White. I probably will be able to finish it tonight while I'm watching my true crime shows. So it's been a long 2 or 3 weeks that it has taken me. But shit, finally almost done. I'm so excited. Patricia! Thank you so much for the mind blown in the wakey mellow. I'm going to get you a sticker. Let me finish this little seaweed. But man, it looked leveling up in the fan club. I did not think that I was going to ever finish Snow White. I've enjoyed it though. Like, I don't mean to seem like I'm complaining because I have enjoyed it, but I'm just very tedious and I want everything to be exact. So if that means I have to re-go over something or re-outline something, then I'm going to do it 5 times if I have to. And, but she almost finished.
And stood.
Okay, let me get you a sticker, my love.
She heard squeaking and saw young Eddie Jacobs riding his old bicycle down the sidewalk. The squeaking slowed as he came to a stop, looking up, open-mouthed. He got off and let his bike fall to the ground.
All right, we got the cat
Then,
making the
wordlessly,
biscuits.
the two of them wandered over to stand next to one another and stare at the sky. The lightning died. The two of them blinked and looked around. "That was funny," said Eddie. "It was, wasn't it?" said Mrs. Benjamin. Yet then a soft breeze filled her yard and she frowned, for she smelled something quite odd. Was it ozone? One of the clouds built to a point.
Thank you,
Its
Patricia.
innards flickering mutinously. Then it blazed bright, and a rope of lightning stabbed down into the rooftops. She had only a moment to register the sight before the blast hit.
Hey, Mel. Thank you for
It
the
was
heart
like an
me.
artillery shell had just gone off. A tremendous
Welcome
eruption that sent her
in
staggering
to
back.
audiobook
She
night.
fell onto the grass. The wind raged around her, pulling at her hair and her dress. Her eyes wheeled about until she saw another bolt of lightning shoot down into and another, each one followed
I'm
by
so excited
screaming,
for you. I hope you love
earth-shattering
it.
crashes. When she regained herself, she heard the wailing of air raid sirens as some long dormant disaster system rattled awake. Then she saw a faraway tree lit by dancing red light and gasped. "Fire," she said, though she was almost deaf to her own voice. "Eddie, run home. Get on your bike and run home and get your parents." Eddie leaped onto his bike and pedaled away. Mrs. Benjamin managed to stand back up and started to rush off toward the fire, not certain what she would do if she got there. More bolts of lightning came shooting down, decimating houses, shops, trees. A florist
I'm pretty
shop
sure that
many
was
yards
supposed to
away
be a
burst
seaweed
apart
right
as one of the
there.
arcs of lightning brushed it,
But it'll be
sending waves
okay,
of
I
dust
guess.
dancing across the street. People rushed out of their homes, looking about wildly, holding hands. She could hear screams. Some sounded like women and men, others children. "My God!" cried Mrs. Benjamin. "My God! My God!" She was near a corner when one of the bolts of lightning struck the middle of the street just around the bend. It almost
Just
knocked her over
around the
again,
river
and she had to hold on
bend.
to a lamppost to stay up. When she recovered, she saw red and
Who's
orange
coloring
lights flickering on houses
tonight?
across the road. The middle of the street just around the
Let's
corner must have been on fire.
poll.
Yet there was a
Happy
shadow
face if
projected
you're
onto the
coloring,
houses by the
sad face
flame.
if you're
She wasn't
not.
sure if she was imagining things, but if the shadow was right, something huge and many-limbed was standing in the street, just out of view around the corner. She
Ooh, a
stared
Moo
at
Moo
the shadow,
page.
watching its arms
Amy,
heave as
thank you
whatever
for
it
the
was
follow.
took huge, gasping breaths, like some kind of enraged animal. And though the whole town was roaring
Well,
with thunder and fire, she thought she could hear deep, rattling gasps. She walked closer to the corner, wondering if she really wanted to look down that street
I'm
and
trying
see.
to put my little
But
box
then
up
she
there to
heard
let
an
you know
awful
what this
noise
book is,
from just
but
around the corner, like 1,000 cicadas beginning to whine, and she knew she
I
had
guess
to
I don't know
run.
how to do it after
Run
you
as fast as she could,
go
because there'd been
live.
something inside that lightning bolt. Something had come down from the sky with it, and Mrs. Benjamin didn't know what it
Okay,
was.
well,
But she didn't want to see it,
never
or for
mind.
it to see her. She saw Mr. Macy running in her direction.
Oops.
"Myrtle,"
There
he
we go.
shouted. "Myrtle, for Christ's sake, don't go that way. Everything's on fire back there." "But you can't go that way either," she said, pointing at the corner. "There's something there."
Yes, Pebble.
"What?" he cried. "What's there? What do you
Pebble.
mean?" "I don't know, but there's something in the lightning bolts. Something coming down with them." "Have you lost your fucking mind?" he screamed. This made her pause, for never in her life had she ever heard Eustace Macy use such a word. "We've got to
Eustace?
move." "But Eustace, please, you can't." She stopped. Though the air was thick with smoke and brilliant light, she saw through it, just briefly, and glimpsed the mesa just a few miles out of town. The top of the mesa was on fire.
Oh, okay.
All the dishes and satellites
That
and
sounds
telescopes were in
cute.
ruins. But the fire on the mesa lit something above it, something massive and dark, swaying back and forth. And she thought she saw eyes,
It's
yellow
always
and
something about the
luminous, like
eyes.
huge lamps. "There's something on the mesa," she screamed and pointed. "What?" said Macy, and he turned to look. But as he did, Mrs. Benjamin smelled that awful ozone smell again, and then the whole world went bright. She was aware of a wave of heat, followed by a blast of pressure that lifted her up off the ground and sent her tumbling back.
We're listening to a book called American Elsewhere. It's kind of like Stranger Things a little bit.
Around her was dark, and all she could see was
we listen to it once a week
blue, swelling and fading.
While we color.
Then she began to
usually on Thursdays, but we moved it to Friday this week.
Everything nearby was on fire. There was a huge circle of absolute black on the sidewalk, scorched from the light.
Also, guys, oh shoot, let me tell y'all while y'all are in here, most of y'all are do the color along. Okay, this coming week I'll update the schedule in the disc. Monday we're gonna do our color along because Tuesday I can't go live. I have a band booster meeting and a faculty meet. Like, it's just gonna be a long afternoon. So we're gonna start our Peter Pan coloring along Monday, and then we're gonna move Monday's beginning tutorial to Thursday. And then I can't do Friday because we have meet the teacher, so we're probably just gonna have to skip the Audible next week. So next week's gonna be a little wonky. I apologize. But I've been planning the page for Peter Pan, and I'm so stinking excited. Y'all are going to love it. Love it. I'm so excited. That is all.
Macy, standing perfectly still, as if struck by an odd thought. She struggled to her feet, sure he would collapse at any moment. She could hear herself saying his name. Then she grabbed him by the shoulder
absolutely.
And turned him around.
Yes, I know back to school is going on for everybody.
He was trembling, arms stiff and neck stretched to its limits.
So I'll make sure to put the uploads to the Y as quickly as possible.
Then fire spilled out into the street around them, and bright light filled his face.
No, not next month, next week. We're starting it. No, it's been on Tuesdays. But we're going to do it on Monday next week because I can't get on Monday. I can't get on Tuesday. No, that's okay. So sorry if there's any confusion. So normally we do our how-to coloring on Monday, but we're going to move that to Thursday. And then we're going to do our Doodly Bugs Peter Pan on Monday. And I'll make sure I'll post it. Yeah, it'll go back to Tuesdays after next week. It's going to stay Tuesdays unless I just have to, like every once in a while, I'm going to have a band booster meeting on Tuesday, so we'll move it around. But I just didn't want to skip again since we skipped last week. You know what I mean?
And she looked into his eyes and saw.
Sorry, I'm moving around some. Just back to school has been crazy. Lots of stuff.
Behind them was something squirming, something with many tentacles and a long, flowing, flowery body, and his mouth opened wider and wider, and she began to hear an awful, reedy whine. It was like the sound from that shadow in the street, but it came not.
Yeah, I'll make sure this weekend that I post an updated schedule so that you'll have plenty of time to plan.
Eustace Macy. Nothing of the small town shop owner she'd spoken to nearly every day of her life. The lightning had emptied him out and filled him up with something else. She turned and began to run down the street, shrieking. Everything was smoke and fire and deafening crashes. She saw neighbors she knew and loved screaming and running through the blazes. There, Mr. Cunningham, his daughter thrown over one shoulder.
Okay.
And there, Mrs. Rochester, holding one black, wounded hand in her armpit. The town was unrecognizable. She ran without knowing where she was
We're going to pick some colors for the green, the blue.
Somewhere the devastation would stop. Then the cloud of smoke parted before her again, and she saw the mesa once more. She stopped, choked, and fell to her knees.
Or no, we're going to use this as the blue. Sorry, a light green, yellow green. Sorry.
A faceless, slumping head wreathed in clouds.
I got the back to school brain fog for real, y'all.
And when it did, another bolt of lightning fell shrieking to crash into the earth. It shifted on the mesa and pointed again. And she could have sworn it pointed at her. She looked up. There was a bright, glimmering breach in the clouds above her. The clouds fluttered with light.
I'm trying to decide, do I want to go more with this pear or more with the apple? I think more with the pear, I guess.
Light,
let's see.
Heat, and fire.
Yellow pastel.
She stood totally frozen.
Lemon lime.
There was something warm behind her eyes. Something soft that tickled her sinuses.
And
then,
my problem is I'm worried guacamole might be too dark. Maybe let's go with edamame. I've been wanting some edamame. We have a place called a Wahi Bowl, and they do like poke bowls. I've been wanting one so bad. I haven't had one in a while.
Are you saying you died?
Y'all like sushi?
Mrs. Benjamin looks at her, and even though her face is slack, Mona thinks she can see scorn in it.
Okay.
It's bright, she says.
We're going to do the same thing that we did with the teals, but we're going to do them with these yellows. And then once all the seaweed is colored, we're going to go and do white. We're going to outline it in white and do our charcoal and do our glow. Girl, get out of here. You know I don't want no smoothie. Ooh. No, it's not that I don't like smoothies but they're just not something I eat. Well, I know that night was a whole different night anyways, but just in general, I'm like, people gonna think I don't like smoothies. What is this popping up? A puzzle piece already. TikTok's so needy. Right? It ain't a taco. Have y'all heard that new like AI song going around about I ate the lettuce at the Taco Bell. Now I got that taco smell.
Who do you really think you are?
I can't.
Mona thinks about it for a moment, confused. Then she realizes, and for a moment she stops breathing. She stares into Mrs. Benjamin's eyes.
Me too.
There's a flutter in her corneas, a squirming, as if each of her eyes is the shell of a snail.
A shell of a snail.
Flexing and undulating, feeling the boundaries of its casing. She begins to understand. You're not Mrs. Benjamin, are you? Mrs. Benjamin smiles a little. And you're not Parson, says Mona. But they were both people before, weren't they? Real people with real lives. And you just came and took them over. In a way, as we said, we are here in only the slightest sense, says Mrs. Benjamin. What are you in there?
What are you?
Says Mona, horrified. It is not us, says Parson, gesturing to his head. You have seen us already. And it very nearly killed you, says Mrs. Benjamin, who sounds a little pleased by that. This thing inside this vessel is more like a device, like a walkie-talkie, one could say. It's our link to the other side, says Mrs. Benjamin. The story I just related to you is, I suppose, the last memory of whoever or whatever occupied this vessel before me. Whoever occupied? So you killed her? Says Mona. You killed the real Mrs. Benjamin when you crawled into her skull? She is horrified and disgusted by the idea. But also
I don't think I colored that right there.
All the time she has spoken to these people.
Hold on a minute.
And who knows who else in Wink. She has really been addressing the frothy, fleshy masses in their skulls that tweak their nerves like the strings of marionettes.
Maybe I did, and it just looks.
To those things in that gray, red-starred abyss. I didn't have a choice.
Troy on a house.
Come to this place.
Troy, how are you, Floof?
I didn't know what I was coming to or how. None of us did.
And I think I need to color this. I don't like that either.
We
how I did that. So let's fix this.
Brought by who?
I hope you're doing well,
The two of them don't speak,
Troy.
but turn to look at one another. Then there's a series of sounds in the air, a bit like someone blowing a dog whistle.
Like, it's just not going to look right to do this green, and then it's sand. It's going okay. I've been pretty busy going back to work, so I haven't been on as much, but I'm making it. What about you?
It's a disturbing thought. Has the air in Wink been full of silent, invisible communication this whole time, and she was simply unable to perceive it? Parson clears his throat. What we are about to tell you, he says, is the most dangerous secret we know. It is the only secret, really, says Mrs. Benjamin. It is the secret of us, of everything. Were anyone to find out that we told you, any of our kin? Yes, says Parson. Then
Okay, there we go. We
consequences
fixed
would
it.
be unimaginable.
The best that we
Mona
could.
asks, you won't go into a coma this time? No, says Parson. On that occasion, I broke a rule. But there is no rule made for this, because that which made the rules never believed we would ever do what we were about to do. Which is what? Tell you who brought us here. Parson blinks slowly. He looks back at Mrs. Benjamin, and she nods, urging him on. We were brought here, Miss Bright. He shuts his eyes sadly.
Hi, Quiet Nook. Thank
By
you for the
Mother.
heart me. Not Mother, like Norman Bates.
Mona stares at them. Are you
Mother.
serious? She says after a while. By your
How
mother?
are you, Quiet Nook?
Then that part of your bird story was true. The two of them do not respond. They just stare at the ground, shocked, as if they've just committed an abominable betrayal. Mona shakes her head. It's hard to believe that such things.
Happy
She remembers
Friday.
The fungal stalk and the bulky heaving thing from
Doing
before that
good. Excited to
Could
sit down
even
and
have
color
a
with you
mother.
guys.
Then she remembers her own vision of the storm and how she glimpsed that huge dark figure on the mesa top. She actually came here, didn't she? Says Mona. Your mother actually came here and pulled you through. That was
What were you
her
coloring?
on the mountain. The two of them don't answer. Jesus. That thing was your mother? Asks Mona. Yes, says Mrs. Benjamin. She pulled us through, scattered us across the valley like seeds. And how we have grown. Parson says,
Hello. How are you, Amber?
on her terms. We were confined by her rules. Rules about what we can and
I've
can't
missed
do.
y'all.
What
I'm
we
sorry
can
that
and
work's
can't
had me
say.
like
Some of us, the
busy.
eldest particularly, were too large
Ooh,
to come
I
here
love
and were
cheesecake.
forced
That
to live
sounds
through
good.
devices housed within the people of this town, and thus be safe and hidden. Others, either because they were too young, or, in the case of one, too old,
Same.
manifested fully.
Same. First full week of
We
school, like
naturally
all
stayed
week
concealed
long.
through our
I'm
desires,
tired.
says Mrs.
School and
Benjamin.
band camp.
Mother was powerful, says Parson.
I'm tired.
She made us. She was the architect of our lives. She wished us to be perfect, and we tried so hard to be. A slightly angry note creeps into his voice. It was through her designs that we came here. She dwarfed us in all ways. She was
Aww. How are you feeling?
fast. Even we don't know her.
Hey,
business.
Jashana.
But then what happened to her?
How
asks
are
Mona.
you?
The effort of bringing us here, of saving us, destroyed her, Mrs. Benjamin says. She was here for one moment, and then she was gone. But Mother is never truly gone, says Parson. She can't die. Death can't touch her. Age can't wound her. She cannot die. She may sleep or wait, but never die. Then what happened to her? Asks Mona. We don't know, says Mrs. Benjamin. We were told to wait here, and each should obey the elders, and we should never, ever harm one another, and that she would come back. And we have been waiting ever since, says Parson,
Okay.
waiting for Mother to come back. It has been a long time, says Mrs. Benjamin. So long. It wears more on some than others. They get restless. What would happen if that thing came back? Asks Mona. Parson and Mrs. Benjamin are silent. Then they slowly turn to look at each other and back. Then we would be brought through entirely, says Parson. The lines between your world and ours, says Mrs. Benjamin, blur to
Oh,
almost
no.
nothing. Winking
I
is
will.
neither here nor there. Some parts are more your world, and others are more ours. It's in these parts that we are hidden. Our true beings, our true selves, are sealed up in little inaccessible pockets, floating on the borders of our world.
Pockets.
We stay anchored, she says, and brushes the side of her head, through these, the sleepers in our skulls. We're safe, but we are trapped. We're trapped in this physical location, and we're trapped in these bodies, which we are forced to use to preserve us.
I know, the pockets. I don't know why he said it like that.
But if Mother returns, then we would no longer be stuck halfway, says Parson, and we would no longer be confined to this place. Our world would be pulled through to yours, says Mrs. Benjamin. The very skies would change. We would be free. Mona's head begins swimming as she realizes what they mean. And how, she thinks stupidly, do they know about sea turtles? She still doesn't really understand what she saw on the other side, with those red stars and glittering volcanic fields. But to imagine such things coming through to here, able to do as they please. Why are you telling me this? Asks Mona. They don't answer. You wanted me to understand, says Mona. You sent me up to the lab so I'd understand enough for you to tell me the rest.
Quiet Nook, thank you for the
rose. Your
rose.
mother's rules. You want me to do something about this. But why? Isn't that what you want to
And the
happen?
Moo Moos.
Don't you want to be freed? Us? Says Parson. No. No, we do not wish for that to happen. Why, though? Asks Mona. Mrs. Benjamin asks, how well did you love your parents?
Thank you.
I only had the one, says Mona, and I wasn't too fond of him. So why should we be any different? Mona stares at her as she realizes what she means. Of all the things she's heard, somehow this is the most bewildering. So, this is all some kind of fucking teenage rebellion? You make it sound so trite, says Parson. You went past the border.
Not the monsters not liking their
So you
moms.
must have seen the barrier. Mona thinks and recalls, I saw white columns that didn't want to let me pass. Yes, she put them there. We cannot pass them. We are trapped here, at her choosing. We live by her rules, and her rules alone. We didn't know another way of living, says Mrs. Benjamin, until we came here. But part of growing up is being forced to be on your own. And we have been on our own these past 30 years, says Mr. Parson. And some of us have grown up. What do you mean? Asks Mona. The two of them hesitate. There is genuine insecurity in their faces, which Mona realizes is remarkable. Do the things in their heads actually feel like they're about to divulge an embarrassing secret? When we came here to this place and took on these lives, something happened that Mother didn't expect or intend, says Parson. We weren't sure what to do with the people living here. We didn't even know where we were. But then some of us began to examine our surroundings and adapt. They watched your television, said Mrs. Benjamin, and read your books. They lived in your houses, looked at your pictures.
The horror
They
of the
learned to talk
books.
like you, to look like you, to act like you. And they began
I
to
want to
think
be like you.
that here they could have something they had never possessed before. They could find something here they'd never even dreamed of. In this small, quiet place, filled with so
Thank
many
you.
small, quiet people, they could be something they had never been. What? Says Mona. Parson's face contorts into one of disgust. He turns to Mona, and when he speaks, his contempt is almost overwhelming. They believed they could be happy. Chapter 36. Listen. Down the street from
I think we're really going to like it, the CV2, once I finish the white outlining and the charcoal glow. It's going to be really cool.
Their grass is trim, their gutters are clean of leaves, and their drapes are of a subtle off-white that works wonderfully with the robin's egg blue of the window trim. But the indisputable pride and joy of the Elm household is hidden from the street and hardly ever seen. For in the garage, almost concealed by a leaning stack of oil cans and dented old Dagmar bumpers, is a lime green 1966 Cadillac Eldorado. It looks exactly as it did when it was driven off the lot, and this is solely due to the tireless efforts of Mr. Elm. At this moment, he lies on the garage floor under the car, drizzled in oil and grease, working away on the beast's marvelous undercarriage. Mrs. Elm stands at the garage door, smiling and holding a pitcher of lemonade. The lemonade is quite watered down, for the ice has all melted. This is because Mrs. Elm has been standing at the garage.
Okay, look, I'm going to pause this for 1 second. And we don't have to get super off topic here, but this just made me think of, have y'all been, who's been paying attention to the, what is it, Lauren Clancy debacle trial this week, the last 2 weeks? Interesting tea. Lindsay, there we go. Look, I hadn't even been able to watch as much as I want because of work, but I'm going to try this weekend to kind of catch up and see what all happened. I mean, I know the basis of the case, but I haven't been able to keep up with the court stuff. I know. I mean, I did see where, they're suspecting the hubs. But I'm going to go watch some podcast and kind of catch up on it. But I was curious who was watching that, y'all. I don't want to mention too much of it on here because there's a lot of like mental health stuff. But I know. Look, I feel like some of my color didn't stick or something here last weekend. I don't know. Or maybe it just really dried. I guess it won't matter once I put that white on there anyways. That white. But anyways, back to our book. I was just curious.
Watches her husband work for 4 straight days. It's a beautiful car.
I'm going to go ahead and do this whole seaweed stack so you can see what our end goal is.
He's busy.
Real quick.
He's always busy on the car. Sometimes he is busy only for a few hours, 8 or 9 at most. But sometimes it gets bad, and he needs to be busy, really quite very busy. And on those occasions, he works underneath the car for so long, his body develops bed sores and bruises and pooling blood. And when he emerges, or attempts to emerge, his joints are so...
Oh, that's okay. Welcome back. I'm going to be using the Color
guns going off. And it takes him the better part of an hour
charcoal pencil.
And she waits
and the Cultra blending tool.
She is his wife, and this is what a wife
I
does.
feel like
she waits on her husband.
I don't know
what's going on. Serves him. She knows this. She's seen it. She knows.
Welcome back, Amber.
Mr. Elm eats nothing during these sessions. The only thing he consumes is can after can of warm Schlitz beer, which he drinks every time in one long, foamy draft.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of do this like in the middle.
His pants and shirt and entire back becomes soaked with cold urine.
Of the
which he lies in for so long, his crotch and back turn a raw, brilliant red.
Ew.
There is a mound of empty beer cans just
obviously, I'm gonna have to avoid this air for a minute, I guess, because she's not finished color. But I really wanted y'all to see the finished thoughts of the seaweed here.
There to attend to her husband. So she stands in the doorway, smiling, proffering ignored lemonade, listening to her husband pound and twist and tinker with the guts of the Eldorado. It's a beautiful car, Harry, she says. It is a beautiful car. It's a remarkably beautiful car. But at times, Mrs. Elm feels a little troubled. She's fairly certain that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, they should drive it somewhere. But they have never driven the Eldorado. It's never been out of the garage.
What?
This is because the car is undrivable. Under the hood or in the undercarriage of the car, soldered or hammered or screwed or even taped into place are a rotary phone. Most of the
and we're
ceiling
gonna
fans
use.
motor,
Oh, I put.
curling
Okay, I
irons,
question.
two waffle irons.
I put a cap on this, but now the ink comes out so fast that I feel like I can't control it. Well, look, it's not doing it right now, but once we get going, I put it on my Geth pen too. Oh, You realize you have a problem, huh?
13
Are we past the denial
nails,
stage
1
now?
television tube, 9 feet of garden
What's your
hose,
problem?
2 neon lights, 2 feet
Well, I'm
of
glad you're
7 inches
moving
of
through the
PVC
stages,
pipe,
the steps,
the
girl.
majority of a lawnmower blade, the door of an ancient microwave, a combined 38 feet of electrical tape, 1 pint of roofing tar, the tracks of a sliding glass door, and, last but not least, 1 Scrabble piece, an S. What you would not find underneath the hood of the Eldorado is anything resembling a functioning engine, transmission, radiator,
Amber, what you been buying this time?
battery. Mrs. Elm knows her husband needs to work on the car. A car like this requires maintenance.
Maintenance.
Her husband is the person who does that.
Maintenance.
Although she would never say it out loud, she
Who talks like
believes
that?
Mr. Elm doesn't know what he's maintaining or how to maintain it.
Right?
It's a beautiful car, Harry.
She's been in denial. She's finally
she loves it.
come to
She
acceptance.
loves the car. How could she not?
I should have
It is
known.
beautiful.
I should have known.
But sometimes
Do you,
she gets
Pat?
tired of standing there and waiting on her husband.
Look, not I. I say maintenance. Maintenance. I feel like saying maintenance. That's too much. That's too much effort. Maintenance.
Her kneecaps begin to itch right around the tops where they connect to her muscles. And the itch just grows and grows until it's an outright burn, like her patelli are floating in little pools of lava. Her bra, which is a brutal industrial contraption, begins to eat into her skin, leaving a dense tangle.
I'm going to start saying, instead of saying I need a bra, I'm going to start saying brutal industrial contraption.
Her back and shoulders. But this
okay.
feet, which are pressed into 3-inch red patent.
I know that's probably the correct way.
Not long ago,
but I guess with me being in the South, I don't know. Maintenance.
Cooling on the tile floor and running down the grout lines.
We ain't saying every syllable now.
It was blood, of course. She had stood there until her feet bled.
In coloring books.
A flaky grid of brown. But she knows that since this
Crystal's from Ohio.
It's likely she will bleed again. Probably soon. An image, always still, always melting. Oh, what a pain it is to wear these bodies. Why is the
itchy coloring books?
Why must we work so hard to maintain these trappings that only harm us? But these are bad thoughts, she knows, because they are living a good life. They just need to work a little harder to make sure everything is all right. And they have a beautiful car. Such a beautiful car. Listen, there is more.
We don't have an accent. What accent?
But he has his diversions. Specifically, his model trains, which occupy nearly every waking moment of his life, and most of the 1,800 square feet of his adobe home. His trains are his hobby, he tells himself. Just a hobby. Yet sometimes he wonders if it's all right for
Amber, what pearls you been buying now?
That he throws out his bed, stove, tables, chairs, all in the cause of allowing more room.
Oh shoot, I ain't even smudged down here yet.
He's an old man, and old men are allowed their eccentricities. One day, Mr. Trimley thinks he might
Let me sharpen this up a little bit.
But he's not sure when, for there is always an anxious, gnawing hunger inside him, telling him that this is all not quite right, and he needs to adjust things just a little more. It often takes a lot of adjustment. He has somewhere in the range of 950 model trains.
What pearls you been buying this week, Sister-oo?
400 feet long, and perhaps longer. Mr. Trimley knows that it's a good thing to be a man, just a simple old man living in his simple house. But he doesn't feel it's wrong to help things a little. All in the name of his trains, of course.
In the name of trains. All is fair in the name of trains.
Then he should, correct? Yes, of course. And Mr. Trimley can alter quite a bit. Some of his trains, when they enter a little plastic tunnel or trundle under a miniature wooden bridge, take a very, very long time to come out on the other side. The most extreme example is the Northern Line, which comes back to his house only every 3 days or so, usually at around 9 in the morning. And when it returns, The northern line is frequently bedecked with snow and reeking of sulfur. Mr. Trimley has laid a lot of track for his trains. It's just that some of the tracks go places outside his home, or to places invisible to the naked eye. But that's just a detail, really. After all, this is just his hobby, isn't it? Listen. The Dawes children are merry children, playing fun games in a big sandbox in the backyard. It's just slightly unusual that they come out and play at odd hours.
Y'all listen to the
Often
AI
while out-
summary. A dark story about a man obsessed with his model trains. Share your thoughts. Oh, shoot. Oh, dang. Them cute. These are her $1 pearls. Her $1 pearls.
After midnight, and that, in their happier moments, they sometimes have the tendency to levitate. But the neighbors don't mind. No, they don't mind. They're not allowed to mind. Listen, no one goes in or out of the Craig's house. You can only tell it is the Craig's house by the name on the mailbox out front. But during certain nights, often around 9 o'clock, you can hear big band music.
A dark
blaring through the
story
window.
about a woman
And if you
obsessed
watched
with
the drapes,
pearls.
and you would never do such a thing.
Share your
You would see the
thoughts.
form of someone very
Share your
small,
wallet.
dancing a curiously stiff dance. Listen. Mrs. Huell tends
Dang.
to her garden.
I
every
got a
morning and every
violation.
night. What she plants there, no one is entirely sure. No one ever sees anything grow or ever sees a single
Did I?
blade or stem poke up through the soil.
I don't know if I did or not.
Yet on windy nights, if
I
the
don't
neighbors
know.
listen closely,
I don't know.
they can hear leaves rustling in the wind.
No, wait. I don't think I
As
did.
if on the other side of the fence is a lush, dense jungle of a garden, though there is nothing to be seen. And in spring, when it's cool and wet, sometimes a soft green glow filters through
You
the
right.
fence boards.
And I said the word dollar.
Mrs. Greer throws a garden party once a year, and she invites the
We're just not
strangest
going to talk
guests
on here
every time.
anymore.
This party lasts only 40 minutes. The
You
guests
right.
will walk down the sidewalk and
Throw your dollars, everybody.
enter without saying a word at 10 p.m. sharp. and walk
Don't throw
straight
your
to the backyard.
phones. Just show
There they will
your...
stand in
Have y'all
rows,
seen that those
staring up at
videos?
the night sky in silence. Mrs. Greer, who is a widow, sadly, but really, no one can ever remember her having a husband, will stand on the side of the porch and tend to her grill, where she will cook upward of 40 hamburgers. When they're ready, she cooks all her hamburgers to well done.
Wait, I guess I've been
Mrs. Greer
spacing
will
out.
arrange
What is
them
going on
into
in this
plates,
story right now?
and the guests will come by and pick them
Who's
up,
cooking
to hold the
hamburgers?
plates in one hand throughout the night. They will not eat them. At the end of the night, they will throw them away. At 10:30 p.m. on this specific evening, the skies will clear.
Okay,
and
so
all
this is
guests
going to
will have a
be
view of
the
dark
idea of
corner
the
night
seaweed.
sky.
It's going to be
At this
beautiful when
time,
it's all
the
done.
corner
But
of
I'm
the
not going to
sky
do any
will be
more of this yet
very,
because I got to color
very
her
clear to them. They will
first.
stare
But I
at
just
this
wanted to
corner of
show
the sky
y'all.
and won't move. If you were to be nearby at that moment, and if you listened, you would hear a noise like hundreds of crickets cheeping softly in the same rhythm.
And we're going
There
to
would
finish
be a
coloring
sad,
these, then we'll circle back
desperate note to
around.
their cheeping, as if the crickets were mourning something, remembering something incredible they'd once possessed but had lost. If you could name it, you would say it was a sound of aching, overwhelming nostalgia, a terrible desire to return to a place you're never even sure you ever visited. Then the song will end. The sky will cloud
I've
up
been
once
coloring
more,
for an hour and
and
30
the
minutes,
guests
and
will
I
turn
feel
to
like
one
I've done
another,
nothing.
each with one hand raised with its
Like,
fingers
I'm
extended,
moving slow,
and they will
y'all.
touch one another's fingertips. Index
Wait,
finger to index
touch one
finger,
another's
and
what?
thumb to thumb. They'd once possessed, but had lost. If you could name it, you would say it was a sound of aching, overwhelming nostalgia, a terrible desire to return to a place you're never even sure you ever visited. Then the song will end, the sky will cloud up once more, and the guests will turn to one another, each with one hand raised with its fingers extended, and they will touch one another's fingertips.
Oh, fingertips.
Index
Okay.
finger to
I thought they
index
said
finger,
lunatics, and
thumb
I was
to
like,
thumb.
what?
As they touch, they will stare into one another's eyes as if swearing to some silent oath.
It makes me think of
Then they
E.T.
will nod, turn to the next person, raise their hands.
Well, it said that they wouldn't eat the hamburgers. So I'm like, are the
At
hamburgers a
10:40
prop
p.m., all of Mrs.
to make them
Greer's
feel
guests will line up
normal?
in single file once more.
I don't know. We
and
got
watch
to
the
talk
grill.
about pearls and then I zoned out.
And as always, Mrs. Greer will sit down in front of the grill. The flames will bathe her face. Her hair will grow brittle and withered in the heat. Her skin, deprived of moisture, will tighten as if it is the skin on a drum. She will stare at the fire and she will think, this is a good life. A very good life. But what is missing? What do we lack? Why do I not feel whole?
I think it's talking about their life, like how they've adapted to
listen,
Wink and stuff
just once more.
as human
At this
pretenders.
very moment, not far from the elms, Margaret Baugh is standing in her backyard. And unlike many of her neighbors in Wink, Margaret is not from elsewhere. She's a native, born and raised here, as human can be. She stands in her backyard and she weeps. She's not sure why she is weeping. Tonight she will have one of the few joys she can get these days. But still, she weeps. She supposes that part of the problem might be her dinner. That night she tried to cook something a little less conventional than normal. Salmorejo, a Spanish tomato soup she found in a recipe book. But her husband, Dale Baugh, is frequently quite vocal about having meat with his meals. This is an American house, is it not? So should he be denied beef with his dinner? So
He didn't want no
Margaret
soup.
told Dale that he could have ham in his soup if he wished, as it was traditionally made with ham, and that was all right, wasn't it? And so Dale went to the refrigerator and took out an entire packet of ham lunch meat, chopped it up into huge silver dollar-sized chunks, and dumped it into his bowl. Then he took out a whole sleeve of crackers, just the whole sleeve, crumbled them up, threw them in, and mixed it up until the soup had turned into a pink whitish paste with thick chunks of cold pork at the bottom. And, looking her in the eye the whole time, he ate it. He choked down that thick pink slop,
He wanted a taco.
silently recriminating her for forcing him to eat such a thing. For some reason, that hurt Margaret more than anything else Dale has done recently. It reached into her and crushed some fragile part of her. Could she not at least end the day well? Was that so much to ask? It probably was.
Right, to
Things
wash
had
it
not been very
down.
good with Dale in a long while. Perhaps since they got married.
Oh,
Dale was not exactly a catch, but at the time he was kind enough, and he owned a mechanic shop, and Margaret, who had always been very bad at talking to men, was happy to receive the attention and the security his favor offered. She wishes now that she had thought about that more, about that choice, and about herself. She wishes she'd realized why she was so bad at talking to men, and why she preferred the company of her few close girlfriends. She wishes she'd realized that throughout her friendships with other women, she was often trying to peripherally approach some silent, forbidden subject, hoping to tempt both herself and her friend into a revelation so illicit she couldn't even admit to herself she was doing so. It wasn't until her wedding night, with all the awkward, sweaty fumblings, some of which were pleasant, but quite a few of which just hurt, that she realized what she'd done, and regretted
she
it,
don't like men.
and hated herself for it.
I think that's what she.
In Wink, boys
She's getting
like
at.
girls, and girls like boys.
I knew
And no one
it.
ever gets divorced. That was part of the rules. When they first came,
He
all those
don't
arrangements were
want
made,
no
We
soup,
offer you a
and
good
she don't
life,
want
a
no
wholesome
man.
life,
Okay,
and all you must do is live it.
poor
To so
thing.
many in Wink, the life they offered seemed good.
She's
and
unhappy with him.
safe,
With
and they agreed.
Eustace.
And perhaps some of them are happy. But here Margaret is, weeping in the backyard. Yet unlike some in Wink, she knows exactly what's missing. She will get a little taste
Right.
enough to keep her
You
going for a
right.
while.
You right.
A light goes on in the top room of the house next door. Margaret stops weeping and looks. The light goes out, then comes back on again. Then it goes out. Her heart trembles at the signal. She sniffs and wipes her tears away. Then she stands on her tiptoes, looks around over her fence for any watchers. But would I even see them if they were there? And walks to the fence that runs between her house and the house next door. She stands beside the fence, exactly in front of one fence board with a large hole in it, and she waits. She's been waiting for this moment all month. She hears the back door of the house next door open and close. Feet crunch through the grass. The person comes to stand just on the opposite side of the fence from Margaret, and Margaret longs to look through the cracks, but she can't bring herself to. A woman's finger extends through a hole. It's not an unusual finger. It is longish, with dark red nail polish, and it has a few freckles on the last knuckle. But new tears spring to Margaret's eyes at the very sight of it, like she's a pilgrim finally reaching her shrine. Her hands quake, but she manages to extend her own finger and curl it around the one poking through the fence. The finger curls as well, embracing Margaret's, and the two squeeze each other tight. So tight, it hurts. She is so lucky that she happens to live next to Helena. And she is so lucky that she happened to look up one fall evening, nearly 2 years ago, when she was raking leaves, and see the wife of her next-door neighbor watching her with a strange, distant look in her eye. A look of longing.
They like each
quiet
other.
Grief
That's so
and
cute.
awe. It took her a
Holding
moment to
fingers through the
understand this look.
fence.
Helena, her next-door neighbor of 9 years,
That makes me sad
thought she was beautiful.
that they
It was likely she thought Margaret
have to
was
hold fingers
beautiful
through the
for a long
fence.
time. Margaret turned away and pretended she'd seen nothing. But she kept that moment close to her heart, as if that one look were a burning ember that could keep her warm no matter what happened. They pursued their relationship without ever admitting they were doing so. They spoke in glances, in nods, in tiny, insignificant gestures invisible to the rest of the community. A certain audaciousness in Christmas decorations. A sudden predilection for listening to Bach on the radio outside at night. And, most importantly, a tendency to go to their fence one night once a month, poke a finger through the fence, and revel in one brief, glorious minute of touch. Genuine touch. They do not dare more. They've not even spoken to one another. Not honestly. To do so would be to risk the punishment that awaits anyone who breaks one of the rules and wink. And everyone, especially natives like Helena and Margaret, is bound to them. And while no one knows what the punishment for breaking the rules is, everyone knows they don't want to find out. After their minute is done, they release one another. It's like coming down off a thundering, blinding high, like trying to regain your legs after a moment of paralyzing sexual ecstasy.
Oh, Lord.
They must return to this muddy world they briefly circled above, like albatrosses dancing on the breeze, and soil themselves for one more month, one more agonizing month. They smooth down their skirts and return to their homes. Margaret sits down on the couch beside Dale, who is watching Bye Bye Birdie for the 40th time. But as Margaret watches Dick Van Dyke dance around, begging Janet Lee to put on a happy face, something within her starts to crumble. She begins to weep again. She's not sure why. She got her moment, didn't she? Shouldn't that be enough? Dale coughs and asks if she thought to buy bourbon this week. And did she buy that expensive stuff again? Because he really can't taste the difference between the expensive stuff and the normal stuff. So she bought the normal stuff, right? Didn't she? Didn't she? Margaret says, yes. And she stands and goes to the pantry to fetch it. Chapter 37.
Oh, wow. We are get flying through the
So,
chapters tonight.
They want to be people? Mona asks. That is their wish, says Parson. Some are more successful than others. They have turned their prison into a paradise, though a misguided one. They kept the people here and said to them, we can provide a wholesome life here, if only you agree to live it, and to live it on our terms. And the people here, to my surprise, agreed. They did.
Bye, Sally. Have a good night.
They're here by choice? Yes, says Parson. You must understand, Mona. that my brothers and sisters came here
I
and
bet
fell
that
in love
was,
with a dream.
I don't know.
Your dream. A dream of your
The
country,
American
your people.
Dream, the
A quiet,
monsters.
small life.
Got
I
wanted
do
the
not know
American
if the dream was
Dream.
ever real or not, but it is yours. I believe it appeals to your people just as much as it does mine. Everyone gets their 4-bedroom house, their shiny car, a place of their own, says Mrs. Benjamin. The grass is green, even though it should not even grow. Everyone here is happy. Until recently, says Parson. Until Werringer. He was one of you? Asks Mona. He was the leader of this place, says Mrs. Benjamin. In a way, much of Wink was his idea. He was the one who suggested we take the names of the vessels we inhabited and live their lives as if they'd never died. It was amusing for a while. It was never amusing, says Parson. It was foolish. To pretend to be something you are not will always end poorly. There we disagree, says Mrs. Benjamin. I do not consider it to be as grave as you. It is a triviality, a diversion. And yet, here we are, says Parson, with members of our family dead, when we were told they could never die at all. The subject of family brings one question bobbing to the top of Mona's mind. So, what does any of this have to do with my mother? She asks. What? Asks Parson. My mother. How is she involved with this at all? She isn't, says Mrs. Benjamin. Like I told you, I don't think she was ever here. Or if she was, she wasn't involved. She was, says Mona. I'm sure of it. Despite Mrs. Benjamin's otherworldly origins, she has obviously picked up a few human affectations. For at this, she scoffs quite noisily. She was here, says Mona, when Coburn was first operating. And before she left, she did something to that fucking mirror up on the mesa. She changed something in it. Something to bring you all here, I think. Parson scratches his chin. Mrs. Benjamin starts sneaking glances at him, gauging his confusion to see when she can be honest about her own. We were never told of such a thing, says Parson. I have not ever heard of any previous contact with this place at all. Why would she do that? Asks Mrs. Benjamin. I think the mirror did something to her, too, says Mona. The record said she would just stare into it for hours. I think that's why she went mad. She wasn't schizophrenic. She saw something in it. And maybe something saw her. Maybe one of you. If this is true, says Parson, then it was kept a secret from me. And me, says Mrs. Benjamin. I always thought it was all Mother's doing. But a woman? A human woman? How could she? Mrs. Benjamin freezes, but doesn't stop exhaling, turning her last word to a sustained, croaking ee. Her wide eyes swivel in their sockets, quickly enough to be revolting. What is it? Asks Parson. She lets the ee taper off, then draws a slow breath. Someone is here, she whispers. Who? Says Mona. Mrs. Benjamin's eyes resume wheeling at such a rate that Mona thinks she can hear wet clicks issuing from the lining tissues. I do not know, she says, but they are here, on this property. They have announced themselves to me. They don't even try to hide themselves. But you do not recognize them? Asks Parson. No, says Mrs. Benjamin. Despite their emotionless, limp faces, the two appear very perturbed by this. Mona supposes that their kind, or the things in their heads, must have a manner of communicating their presence to one another, and whoever is here is being impolite and refusing to identify themselves. Mona sees her Glock resting on the bedside table.
The
and reaches out
Glock.
to pick it up. No, says Mrs. Benjamin. No what? That would do no good. A bullet between the eyes would do no fucking good. You presume, says Mrs. Benjamin, that it has eyes, which might not necessarily be the case. Mona pauses to reflect on this.
It makes me think about Medea.
Help him, says Mrs. Benjamin. Help him move. Help him get out. Help him run very fast. They aren't here for you. They're here for me, I think. Well, fuck, says Mona, and she grabs Parson by one arm, pulls him to his feet, and partially throws him over her shoulder. She'd had a lot of practice at this in her day. But don't you want help? She asks. Of course I want help, says Mrs. Benjamin. But help is not something you can give.
Help is on the way.
This is, let's say, a family matter, or so I suspect. And you would not hold up well during our squabbles. She silently flips out of the room.
I don't know.
Like a ghost, leaving Mona to limp out the back door and unceremoniously dump Parson over the fence. He groans upon contact with the grass, while Mona hops over, squats, and watches. Parson grabs her ankle. No, you do not want to even be near for this. She thinks. Then she gathers him up and leaves. The sun is crawling back under a blanket of black. Swallows skim the dancing grasses in the park, snatching moths out of the air. 2 black squirrels in a spruce hear her walk out to the porch, freeze, and swivel to watch, ears perked and pointed. Mrs. Benjamin outwaits them. After 3 minutes, they snake away. Then the street lamps come on, with one rusting malcontent taking a full minute to persuade its bulb to shine. Mrs. Benjamin stands on her porch, staring at the street.
The street lights are on. Time to go home.
Her sat in a spot and watched lightning weave down from the sky like penguins snatching fish. And though this scene is much more quiet, much more calm, it's no less deadly. Mrs. Benjamin sits, waits, watches, and then her eye registers movement, then identifies a white hat in the darkness below the spruce. Well, come out then, she says. The figure doesn't move. Come on then, says Mrs. Benjamin.
Crystal.
Be polite, don't just stand there. But he doesn't move. Come out, she commands. The white hat tips to the side, just a touch. She imagines its wearer is pleased to see her so frustrated. What do you want? She asks, more softly. A long pause. What? She asks. For you, says a voice, to stop. Stop what? She asks. The hat slowly teeters to the right. Such a nice house, says the voice. Such a nice yard. Such pretty flowers. Good porch. Good place to put your heels up, if your hips permit. If I were you, and I'm not, I would wish to spend many an evening here. Kindly get to your point. The hat tips back and forth.
Color Me Sapphire, welcome in.
I wonder.
Thank you for the follow. That's okay, Franny. I know TikTok's everybody been having issues, girl. It's been crazy.
Better to stay here.
I know this isn't the most entertaining night either if you're not into the story.
Come out to the wilderness. Leave what is there alone.
I was trying to listen a little longer since we missed last week.
Silence.
Who are you?
But if you do come outside, says the voice, out to the wilderness, it would be tolerated only if you ventured out with purpose. What do you mean? I mean, says the voice, with us. Help us. You are with us, whether you know it or not. Who is us? Says Mrs. Benjamin. Who are you? A man steps out of the shadows. He wears a pale blue suit, but his face is decidedly nondescript, clean-shaven and unassuming. The face of a father, criminal, brother, son. Yet Mrs. Benjamin recognizes him. Mr. Deirdre, she says, from the donut shop?
The donut shop?
Here. You aren't involved in this. I should know. Who told you to say this to me? He smiles wider. But Mr. Deirdre, listen, you've nothing to do with these affairs. Whoever told you to do this or is making you do this, I can help you. I can protect you against... Mr. Deirdre, says the man, is dead.
Oh,
this
Lord.
stops her short. He smiles wide enough for her to see his teeth. And as he smiles, there comes a sound like a particularly vicious cicada buzzing from somewhere around the man, like it's hanging on his back. Mrs. Benjamin's mouth opens in shock. What? Where did you come from the other side? The man just smiles. We are all accounted for. Everyone who came here is still here. There's no one new. Who are you? All accounted for, says the man, except two. They have been laid low because they forgot. What are you talking about? He doesn't answer. You? Asked Mrs. Benjamin, shocked. Do you mean you are behind Weringer and Macy's deaths? They forgot who they were, he says, willfully. But who are... They chose complacence over truth, comfort over reality. I tried to wake them from their slumber, but they still slept. So I made them sleep deeper, sleep forever. He walks to the front path and stands before her porch. Do you betray us? I don't know what you're talking about. She said to wait, says the man. To wait for her. But she never said not to look. None of you old ones have looked for her. You sat and waited. You grew soft. I had to be the one. Me.
Oh, he's talking about
And
the
she was
mother.
here, waiting. All around us. What do you... All of us younger ones, we knew. We knew we had to look for her. I went to where they sat or slept in their prisons, be it in the hills or under the stones, and they joined me gladly. They were eager. They had been waiting for the chance. They knew that anything would be better than living like this. You are why the younger ones are missing? What have you done with the... Help me, says the man. He opens his arms like a long-departed...
So
relative
he's talking
who
about trying to
can't
find their
see.
mother.
Help us. We cannot go
Okay.
home, but we can bring home here. She can bring home here. If only we bring her back. Who are
Melinda,
you?
thank you
Asked
for the
Mrs.
heart
Benjamin
me.
angrily. If you do not join us, says the man, then you must stay here waiting for her judgment, and it will come. Do you think you can bear it? You cannot tell me what to do. I don't know who you are, but I am far older than you, no matter. The man moves forward until he stands on the front step of her porch. Tell me to leave. Make me leave. I don't want you to leave, says Mrs. Benjamin. After what you said to me, you must answer for everything you've done, if you have really done anything. I have done so much.
Thank you
says
for the
man softly.
repost.
He reaches into his blue coat and takes out a pearl-handled straight razor. He unfolds it with soft, delicate hands. Make me answer. Make me. He begins to move toward her. You can't hurt me, says Mrs. Benjamin. It's not allowed for us to hurt one another. Hurt me, says the man. Kill me. Crush me with your hands, O mighty one. The straight razor flashes out, and Mrs. Benjamin cries in the dark. She grasps her forearm. Red-black blood leaps from between her fingers to spatter on the porch. She falls back, shocked. You are not allowed to hurt me. And is this you? Asks the man. Is this you in that dress, in that body? Who are you? Where are you? He darts forward again, a bit awkwardly, for he is obviously untrained in physical assault. The strike is less precise, and he winds up nicking her shoulder. Stop! She cries. He grabs her by the sleeve of her dress. There is a yowl of ripping fabric, and she spins to hit the wall. I will slough off that skin you wear, he says. I will. I will. There's a flurry of slapping hands. The razor makes cuts and slashes on her fingers until it finally navigates her blows to make a wandering incision on her cheek. Blood wells up from the slash like oil. Get away! She shouts again and shoves him back. She spins to the side and staggers back into her house. I have died so many times, says the man. But we're not allowed to leave this place. Not now, not yet. Not until Mother comes. He enters her door. Get out! I can show you. Let me show you. Mrs. Benjamin, ragged, bloody, torn, looks at her hands, which now bear many leaking notches. She remembers that truthfully, These blue veined things with skin like paper are not her hands, and she is not really an old woman, defenseless and frail. And though she's not seen violence since arriving at this place, that doesn't mean she's forgotten it. And simply because she is currently housed within this aging vessel, that doesn't mean her true nature doesn't leak into this place. A deep, low buzz begins emanating from about her person as she begins to rally. "Go on," says the man. "Do it. Do it." He raises the razor, intending to make a swooping signature on her shoulder, but Mrs. Benjamin grasps his arm with a soft series of cracks, plants her feet, and twists. The man is hurled across the room, as if shot out of a cannon. He crashes into a bookcase and collapses in a heap, then looks up at her, head askew as if some stabilizing bone has snapped. "There it is," he gasps. "There's that," he coughs, "famous strength." "Who are you?" asks Mrs. Benjamin, feeling much firmer now. He uses the cracked bookshelf as a ladder and forces himself to his feet. "Break me," he says. His incisors are now smeared with red. "Hurt me. Do it. I will." He gags, and a blob of blood rolls off his tongue. "Show you how silly these lives are." He turns, staggering drunkenly, still brandishing the straight razor. She is ready. Her small, wrinkled fist finds the underside of his ribs. There's a snap like a truck driving over old wood, and he crumples, coughing. When he looks up at her, he is grinning, his mouth now brimming with blood. "It was me," he says to her. "I did it. I killed them. I killed your brothers." "They were your brothers too." "Only by blood. They didn't even know my name. Any of our names." The straight razor flitters up like a red butterfly. Mrs. Benjamin grunts as it finds the inside of her bicep. In response, her dainty patent leather-bound foot rises up and stomps down on his ankle. His joint is crushed as if made of rubber tubing. Seas of blood come roaring out around the exposed shards of bone. When she removes her heel, his foot dangles from his shin by a few red and blue harpstrings. He exhales, spewing a gnat cloud of red droplets into the air. Yet the corners of his mouth are still upturned. He's laughing, grinning. "It all tears away from us," he says, "like paper." "Tell me," she says, dragging him up. "Who are you?"
Who are you?
Again, the straight razor glimmers through the air, and it buries itself deep in her shoulder. He slaps at it, trying to force it deeper into her. But she snatches his hand out of the air and squeezes. His hand pops like a house settling in the night. Blood begins dribbling through her tiny fingers. "Kill me," he says. Flags of tissue whip and rattle down in his chest. "Do it." "We cannot kill one another," he says. "First it was hurt," he says. "Now it's kill. You don't know for sure, do you? You don't know what she forbade us from. You don't really know what we can do if we want to." "Why are you doing this?" "I'm giving you a choice," he says. "You can't hurt me. Nothing can hurt me besides being separated from her. But you can either help us or, when she gets here, learn what hurt really is." "I am her daughter," says Mrs. Benjamin. "Then act like it," he snarls. She reaches out and grabs his shoulder. Her fingers dig into the flesh, pulling it apart as easily as one would cottage cheese, exposing cords and sinews that swell and deflate like concertinas. Yet he doesn't react one bit. "When you're all alone, that's when you see who you really are," he says. "And they were alone, but they were weak. I feel no regret. I feel nothing anymore." His red teeth snap forward and snag a nugget of flesh on her arm. Red drops leap up his cheek like dolphins playing in ocean waves. She falls on him then, all teeth and fingernails, and the two slash and snap and tear at one another like rabid animals, though the damage she does is by far the greater. Her teeth leave flaps of skin missing from his cheek, neck, shoulder. He grabs the razor handle protruding from her shoulder and rips it out. A fan of blood marks her out-of-tune Wurlitzer. He intends to send the razor deep into her belly, but she brings her other palm down and strikes his chin. A torrential gout of blood begins pouring from his mouth, which is now lopsided, suggesting that the connective tissue of half his jaw has partially snapped, causing a massive hemorrhage in his throat. Yet even though nearly every cavity in his head and chest is now filling with blood, she can still see his teeth open and shut and his tongue thrash about as he mouths, "Do it, do it, do it," with a burst of gore gurgling up each time as he tries to force his breath through his ruined mouth. She drops him. When he hits the ground, he immediately begins crawling toward the pearl-handled razor. Mrs. Benjamin, as if remembering a pie she has in the oven, turns and walks to the kitchen. So she cannot see his labored crawl across the floor, which becomes more and more difficult as each alveolus in his lungs fills with fluid. The man has grasped the razor and is wheeling around, looking for more flesh to slash, when the front of Mrs. Benjamin's KitchenAid tilt-head stand mixer connects with the crown of his skull.
Dang.
Immediately, he goes limp. She brings it down again and again, like an otter crushing a sea urchin. On the third hit, the structural integrity of his skull gives way entirely. The hat, which is now quite red, deflating under the force of the mixer. She keeps smashing the remains of his head against the floor until something ropey and translucent becomes visible among all the shards and viscera. As if there is a jellyfish swimming in the puddle of red. She glimpses tiny, serrated teeth, many writhing tendrils, minuscule suckers. She keeps striking it again and again and again. Finally, there is a reedy cry, like that of a monstrous cricket searching for a mate, and the wriggling translucent thing trembles and turns to white foam whose bubbles coast through the oceans of blood. It is gone. Mrs. Benjamin drops the mixer. She's killed him. She has really killed him. It couldn't be done. Mother said it couldn't be done. Yet here he is, this stranger, rapidly cooling at her feet. What does one do, she thinks, after committing fratricide? Her dress is black and red with blood. She's checking her wounds, something she's not ever had to do before, when the windows flash white and she sees a bolt of lightning shoot down on the far side of Wink. She marvels at it and whispers, "No," though the word hasn't left her lips when the crash of thunder splits the air. That
must be him coming back to Wink. All right, so I'm going to pause the book there. I'm going to keep coloring. I'm going to turn on music, but that's going to be our chapters for the night. That marker is almost empty too. Ooh, that is all the seaweed. Chat. That felt like forever. Okay, we're going to take our color pencil. And finish adding our glow. Yes, Laura. Mike, what is this? The item is seaweed. But are you talking about the white ink? I want it to be like this bioluminescent glowing seaweed. Hey, I know they're the best. I've been coloring in this one and the mini. I was showing everybody the mini today, and I've been enjoying coloring in that. I got I want to do a larger version of this somewhat like color palette in here. And then this one. I'm doing good. How are you? Now, did you change your name? What was your original name? I was like, somebody done changed their name and I don't know who it is. Oh, Amanda Panda. Okay. I was like, hold on a minute. Who is that? They changed their name on me. I don't know who it is. You can get it from Covered by Colors. I think she may be sold out. She came in earlier saying that they're restocking soon. I don't know if they have the mini one still. I don't know which one is sold out, but they're here on TikTok, Covered by Colors. Oh, I know. I was so confused because I was like, okay, hold on. I think the profile pictures changed, the name changed. I went into the live a little earlier trying to like pick the voice out. I'm like, whose voice is this? And I couldn't. And but I was at work, so I couldn't really like be there long to chat. So I was like, hold on a minute. Y'all can't be switching up on me. I know who you are. It does. It does. You're welcome, Shelby. Ta-da! But I like the play on the words with the time to color. Thank you. They're getting to the point. Look, I done dropped markers on them. I need to take some alcohol and wipe it off. But I'm about ready to change them out. Yes, absolutely. I love it. Jamie Lynn, thank you for the follow. This is the Color white charcoal pencil. They have them in a pack of like 6, I think. You're welcome. Okay. I really should wait to the end to do this because I don't have everything finished over here, but I just can't wait. Like, I just love seeing the glow on the page. I'm impatient. I'll just go back later and add some charcoal to the other parts of that's not finished yet. So the end goal is to have like this glowy, we're going to cover the black lines, and all the seaweed would look like that. Alright, we're going to do our little smudger tool here and smudge her out. It seemed to have smudged some of the ink, like the black line ink. I just love this little baby mermaid. Merbaby. Yay! I'm glad. You know, it was blowing my mind earlier that it wouldn't let me pin, but it let you pin. Like, TikTok needs to get it together. They're slacking. I know, and Wooks was having some kind of issue today too, where it, I really wasn't listening because, like I said, I was at work, so I couldn't always listen. But I know every once in a while I would hear them talk about, what was it, like books were showing as sold out that weren't. I don't know. Okay, Crystal. Yes, I wasn't gonna bring that up, but that came to mind. I was like, now hold on a minute. Now that kind of stuff can go on for several minutes, but I'm gonna get a violation for some dumb stuff. Crazy. I know, and it's tragic, really, and it is unsettling and sad. I know, crazy, girl. I know. Yep. But then want to worry about my little old 100 people stream and violate that. Yes. Now, thankfully, I did not see it live, but obviously, I've seen enough. Like, I understand what happened. Yes, worrying about my little Oreo crumbs over here. They got bigger stuff to worry about. If they weren't worrying about the stupid stuff, maybe they will be able to worry about that kind of stuff. Crazy. No, and I didn't follow him either, but his stuff would show up on my FYP sometimes. But thankfully, I missed that. It seemed to I had just got off live or something, maybe. Right after it happened, I saw everybody talk about it. I think I was on live or something. Because usually his stuff will come across my For You page sometime. Just so sad, so crazy. Yep. Well, who owes it? Oh, okay. Look, so on my iPad, it doesn't show the sticker. So I was like, tell who he owes us a color along. He does. And actually, I was out in the shop with him the other night, and it's been hard, girl. We've been so busy, and he's been busy. He's been having a lot of work out in the shop to do. Because I knew I wanted to do one in July, and then we just didn't get to it. But I'm gonna try and get him to sit down this month. I'm sorry. I'm failing y'all. I'm failing y'all. Oh, he been in a doghouse. Love him though, but I know. Because he tried bringing a smoothie. No, I'm just kidding. I've been over that. Ooh. I don't know if I will last much longer. I got on here thinking, okay, we're going to finish this page tonight. And then, again, didn't think about how tedious the seaweed was going to be. Maybe if I go to bed earlier tonight, which it's hard because every night this week I've been trying to make myself go to bed on time so that I can get up. So the one night that I'm like, ooh, I don't have to get up in the morning, I might not make myself go to sleep. But if I can, maybe I can get up and finish this tomorrow. He should. Oh, Lord. He might struggle with that one. I'm going to try. Sprinkle Studio, thank you for the follow. I'm going to try Crystal because that might be when we can start the inside out acrylic. My plan is to, here lately I've been afraid to make promises because like yesterday, the tiredness just hit me out of nowhere. The first week or two, well, really the first month back to school is hard on my brain. You remember, I didn't start lives till December last year, so I was well into the school year, so I didn't think about, I didn't have to really deal with this tiredness at the beginning of the school year tired, right? So I'm like, oh, man. Whew. I've been struggling this week. I do have just a few errands to run, so I may get up. I kind of been wanting a coffee, like a real coffee from the shop. So I may get up and at a decent time and go run my errands and grab me a coffee and then come home and do this. Because I really do want to finish this page because I want to work on Cozy Life. You right, Franny. You right. Darla, hey. Thank you for the heart me and the go pops. I know, I wasn't. It was like 1 or 2 a week. Hey, happy Friday. I know, you know what? I need to be on my main account doing the color along, and then I need, he needs to be on the side account trying to follow along with you guys. That would be funny. Yes, you're right. That's been the OG. That's been the OG. I don't like my smudger kind of moved some of the original ink from the page, the black line ink, and it's kind of made this a little dark, but it'll be all right. Once we put the white on there, I guess it'll be fine. Okay. We got all the chalk dough. We're going to do this white. Thank you, Darla. I'm so excited about this page. I can't wait to have it finished. All right, come on, gel pen. Get uncrusted. Crusty dusty. All right, we're going to cover our black lines. Hopefully my phone makes it till then. I got 10%. No, wait. 15% left on my battery, and I don't want to plug it in. 7. Thank you for the follow. It's just a hassle when I'm on live to deal with the cords. I'll just work on this until my phone gets too low, and then I'll hop off for the night. But yeah, Franny, the putting a cap on my Geth pen and stuff helped a lot. It's just overflowing too much now. If I'm covering black lines, that's fine. But if I'm trying to do my little dots or something, I have to take the cap off. But I'm mad at myself for not trying it sooner, because I always hear, like, Griselle always says it all the time, and I just never do it. Not that I doubted it. I had to get my cap erasers, and I was just putting it off. Really, because I had other pens that worked fine, but now my other pens are out. I'm out of my Sophia, and that was my good flowing pen. So then I got desperate. Yes, I know. I've heard it from you. I've heard from Griselle, and I'm like, I just need to do it. You said it. I think it was like the last time we were on live, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to just do it. Look, and I wasn't planning on having a glowing fish, but for some reason, when I wasn't paying attention, I left this space around my fish, so we're going to have a glowing fish too. Oh, yeah? Do you like them? I have not used Posca for coloring. I used to use them a lot when I did banner paintings, and I didn't have any more, so I haven't bought any for coloring. But I did like them for the banners. Oh, you just got them today. You'll have to let me know what you think. Oh, yeah, for your acrylic. Oh, yeah, for the CBN. Okay, look, for some reason, I read that as you got them from Cover by Colors. And I thought to myself, wow, I didn't know they sold Posca. Girl, yes. Can you tell? This makes me think of like something from Scooby-Doo. Y'all know the movie with the Scooby-Doo? Was it the first movie? No, the second one with the factory with the John Jacobo and the like glowing footprints and stuff from the mines or whatever. Or whatever his name was. I can't even remember. It's been a long time. I watched that movie a lot, though. Mystery Island. No, that wasn't Mystery Island. It was the second one because it was the museum. The one with the museum. I think I'm just going to do this one little stack here and then call it a night, y'all. Oh, shoot. We all going to bed. Gotta take the meds and go to bed. I know. You right. All right, guys. Obviously, like, when I finish this, I'll have some dots and stuff. You know, I like my dots and everything. But that's where we're going to stop for now. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. And I'm sure I'll be on at some point tomorrow. And I guess I shouldn't say I'm sure, but I should. But love y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me on this Friday night. And I will, see y'all soon. Make good choices. Bye.